Well, I guess I'm going to talk to you about the Spirit of God. And I actually thought about putting somewhat of an advisory warning on this video. May be offensive to some people because really what I'm going to be talking about is John chapter 3 verse 8. Okay? And that reads like this. The wind blows wherever it pleases. You hear its sound, but you cannot tell where it comes from or where it is going. So it is with everyone born of the Spirit. In other words, it's not about you. It's not about winning souls for Christ. It's about being obedient. Okay? Don't feel like you're sent to everyone or that you have to get everyone's attention because everyone should know and be saved. That's not what it's about, folks. To be very honest, that can be very stressful, and it puts more upon you than Jesus ever intended. Remember, he said, my yoke is light. I am meek and lowly of heart. If my yoke is light, chances are, if it's not light, it's not from Jesus, because he's gonna give you enough to satisfy you, but not overload you or burden you excessively. Okay? Now, when Jesus had spoken to some of the Pharisees and Sadducees about God didn't send his prophets to everyone, but to whom he chose specifically. That didn't sit well with a lot of religious people, and they thought it was blasphemous. But that's very much the truth. You know, when God puts it on your heart to talk to somebody, you go talk to him. When the Spirit of God comes upon you, it's not something that's like, oh, okay, the Spirit of God's upon me. I'm saved. I've got to go save other people. Yeah, I know I should do this, but it's so hard. No, believe me. When the Spirit of God is upon you, you're like, wow, can I talk to that one, Jesus? Can I talk to that one, Jesus? Can I talk to him? Yeah, and he's like, no, 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 yes. And you're like, yes? Seriously? Yes? Really? With a little wisdom, you learn that the proper way to go over there and approach an individual is not full bore and a steady jog, because that tends to be startling, especially a man of my size. If I'm generally running towards you, I'm making noise, and you know, it's something that you're like, what's this all about? you know, it's one of those things. I tend to catch a little bit of attention, especially when I get excited. I start to speak louder, and I'm often reminded um, by my wife to kind of quiet down a little bit because I'm getting too excited. And truly, when God puts it on your heart to speak with somebody, when He tells you, the Spirit of God tells you, this is the one I want you to go talk to. This is what I want you to say. You'll be overjoyed. Not all the time, because sometimes it deals with a different subject than, just tell them about my love. Tell them about me. Say these words to them. You know, but most of the time, you're more than happy to talk about the good gifts of the kingdom. You're more than happy to talk about things that really are important to you. You know, it's a little bit different when you're going to a brother or sister and he says, that's a brother, that's a sister, I need you to go talk to them. Then we get a heavy heart. But literally, I have never had a heavy heart when I was sent to talk to somebody who truly did not know about the kingdom of heaven. Or not the kingdom of heaven, but they didn't know about the kingdom of God. You know, because the kingdom of God is really in our midst today. Because we're the temples of God. That's a building. Okay? It's a spiritual building. When you put a bunch of buildings in one location, what does that make up? Everyone who said a village, you're correct, but that wasn't the answer I was hoping for. But you still get some for, you know, being up there. I'm just being funny. It's a kingdom. It's a village. It's a huge village, and we make up a huge kingdom, which consists of many different villages. You know, it's all part of His kingdom. Okay, that's what the kingdom really is. Before it gets here in the physical, it's going to manifest itself in the spiritual. That's the same thing it does when you pray, when you use your faith, you believe that it is in the spiritual, and it'll manifest itself in the physical. Think about that. Anyway, getting a little bit off topic, but basically, don't feel like you got to talk to everybody. Just do what he tells you. Be obedient. Use your discernment. Okay? And if your burden's getting heavier and heavier, uh, it's probably because the enemy's sneaking rocks into your rucksack again, and you got to kind of empty some of that stuff out and go to Jesus and say, hey, what am I supposed to put in here? What do you want me to take on? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to say? You know, I don't want to be overloaded. I just want to be totally in love with our Father. And He'll let you know. Okay? All right.